Hello. Surprised. I'm reading this first, and then we'll get into lore. Well, this is lore, but then we'll get into actual conversation. Okay. Hello, Lulu. All right, I'm gonna begin. Everything's set. Everything's set. Good, 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 good. Okay. All right. In primordial times, before the stars burned and worlds turned, the old gods did gather. Alphaeon, firstborn of the six, reached out into the empty space and turned her will into reality. First came the dust that flowed forth from her hands. Next came the rock that condensed into the lands. Alphaeon molded it, sculpted it, formed the mountains and the plains, gouged the furrows. Fuck, it was not right. Sorry, Lulu, I just saw what you said. Hold on, turning off chat for a second. Alphaeon molded it, sculpted it, formed the mountains and the plains, gouged the furrows and the valleys. On she went, creating the monument to her greatness of creation. But the other gods, they did complain, for they too wanted a part to play in this game. Alphaeon sighed and acquiesced. She thought of how she could please the rest. But then one leaned near and whispered in her ear. Heus, his voice rasp and cold, gave her just the idea that would take hold. Alphaeon stretched her hands over her globe of stone and let forth her power. Where before was cold rock sprang new life as brilliant greens. Things of stem and leaf sprouted up from the seams. Some, the largest of the trees, did seem as though they reached up towards the gods. Pharos, ever burning in his ire, cast down the great trees with lightning and fire. How dare, he declared, with a thunderous roar, and it shook the planet all the way to its core. Alphaeon shed a tear, but she was not forlorn. She cared not for the destruction, for new life could be born from the rot of before. Instead, she let the tear fall and wash over the fire, forming the rivers and seas. But she was not done, oh no. She still had more to create for her siblings. At first came the quick ones that scurried low in the brush, and then the large ones that lumbered out and turned the first into mush. And then came the clever ones, who walked out and looked up. The gods smiled a vile smile when they saw it, for the ones who now looked upon them looked just like they in body and form. They smiled, for they knew their new playground, Terrapeccatus, had been born. Part 2. The world had been made, but was cast in darkness, for no light yet shone upon its surface. Alphaeon growled, frustrated. Any who bore witness would not be able to appreciate her greatness. She turned, and with a wave, the sun sparked into existence. It blazed a red brilliance that chased the darkness away to the corners of space. But as with anything she created, it captured her full attention. She added and tweaked until the star matched her intentions. With Alphaeon's focus diverted, another of the six smiled, for now her work could be subverted. Chios, second born of the gods, looked upon his siblings' grand creation and felt a dark urge to twist it with his transmutation. He changed and contorted all that she had made it darker and starker, turned the green scene to gray. Valleys became mountains and seas became glaciers. The world that had been turned against its nature. The creatures Alphaeon had created were not spared the change god's twisting urges. Each that was found their forms shifting to fit what he envisioned. The quick ones became ravenous and taloned and turned upon each other. The large ones were merged with the world, becoming the elementals. And the clever ones, oh, the clever ones suffered the worst fate of them all. For not only did Chios take their intelligence and their wit, but he did more to twist them. The beings that stared up at the gods cried out in agony as horns sprouted from their heads, like the plants of before. Their eyes turned red and were set aglow with the pain, and their demeanor, which had once been calm and collected, became violent and aggressive. Demons, Chios spoke in his ever-changing voice. They are demons, and they are ours. His siblings, who watched, roared in approval at his corrupting declaration. By the time Alphaeon looked back, her creation was gone. Terrapeccatus was now a dark and violent place, contorted by her brother. But she cared not, for her siblings were satisfied, and she could always create another. Part 3. With the board set, the gods began their games, and the demons were the pieces. The gods made war with each other, directing their thralls around to fulfill their wicked desires. But simply watching the demons wage brutal war on one another was not enough. So each of the gods granted their chosen cults their own brand of magic. Alphaeon granted conjuration, withholding restoration for herself. Chios granted transmutation. Pharos gave evocation, and Amadus gave enchantment. Only Heus of fate and death, and Enya of wisdom, refused to partake in the games. For Heus, it was beneath him, as the Fate Weaver saw all that would be and found it mundane. Only a dedicated few were granted use of his divination and necromancy. Whereas Enya couldn't stand the mindlessness of the demons. But the demons knew not their lot, for with their cleverness taken by Chios's twisting, they had become like beasts, unable to think, only to act. And so on they went, slaughtering and destroying each other for the gods' amusement. This angered Enya, who hated what Chios had done. She returned to the demons the wisdom they had lost. She also gave her chosen access to her abjuration and illusion magics, that it may protect them against the wars that were wrought. But the gods were cruel. Despite the newfound wisdom of their toys, they continued their games, ignoring Enya's warnings. They were confident that nothing could harm them, and how wrong they were. With the assistance of Goddess Enya, the progenitors of Perpetuum managed to combine the conjuration of Alphaeon and the transmutation of Chios into a new breed of magic, one the gods didn't have: teleportation. A great war erupted between master and slave, god versus demon. Terrapeccatus was racked with destruction. The demons turned the gods' own power against them, and, with it, cast the cruel gods out. When the dust had settled and the fires had died, Terrapeccatus was free of the old god's enslavement, and the time of demonkind had come. Bum, bum, bum. Hello. Welcome. This is a just chatting stream, by the way. Let me open chat back up. Hi. How you doing? I don't know why reading on screen is so nerve-wracking, but man, it really is. So yeah. That's the primordial time story. For now, at least. Absolute Lord. Yeah, Absolute Lord Cloud. I've actually had that one for a while. It was on Twitter like an epoch ago. But yeah, so welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna do lore, and then we're gonna do Japan lore. I think that sounds reasonable. Do you think that sounds reasonable? Listen, okay, you gotta cut me some slack. This is my first time doing a just chatting stream. I had things prepared. Okay, so first of all, what I just read, as I said, was the primordial times like mythos. It's basically the creation myth of Terrapeccatus. And oops, there we go. As you can see, there's a number of gods. Ulu? Cloud? Hello? Hi. Okay. Sorry. I just looked over at my stream numbers and it was like 2, which I assumed was me and Matriarch for a second. Anyway. So yeah. What'd you think? Pretty interesting? I think it's pretty interesting. So what I prepared for today is basically information about the gods based on the legends that we know. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with that, if that's okay. You like to deliver it too. The unexpected ASMR. I didn't really mean it as ASMR, but it just kind of happened to be that way. Hold on, let me just change something real quick. Ta-da! So yeah. I wanted to read that first because that's the actual like official canon, I guess. I guess is a very fitting word for a creation myth of Terrapeccatus. Now I prepared a kind of a breakdown list. How those motherfuckers think. Yes. Also, I want to be very upfront. I am on no sleep. 0, in fact. So if I seem extra goofy and giggly today, that is why. So yeah. Hope you can forgive me. I'm on a lot of caffeine right now. Goddamn gods. Yeah, exactly. Why no sleep? I don't know. I was busy. I had stuff to do. I got a lot of writing done, including this. Why would I do that to myself? Well, because I had to wake up in the morning, and it was already like 5 o'clock when I was finished working on... Well, I wasn't actually finished. I got a good chunk of the commissioned lore done, and it was already 5 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I may as well just stay up. Do demons not need sleep as much as humans? I don't know. We should make that. We should do an experiment. I can tell you what though, caffeine makes me very, very hyper. So there's that. No demons need sleep, as in demons zero demons need sleep, or no, we do need sleep. Yes, sleep. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, understood. So gods, yes, exactly. Commas save lives. So the gods of Terrapeccatus are very important, and so I feel like it was important to explain them to you guys. At least based on the knowledge that we have. We as demons, we as the Perpetuum demons. So I put together a little thing last night, which looks like this. Make it bigger. Bam. There we go. So, I need to move myself over. There we go. That's better. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it if that's all right with you guys. And then after this is the only thing I'm gonna cover lore-wise today. And then after that, we can get into looking at pictures of Japan if you're interested in that too. Okay. Also, do you like the music? It's Scott Buckley, which is the guy who we used for the lore music. It's the Shadows and Dust one, which is the one that plays at the beginning of the lore. I thought it was fitting. It's called, yeah, Shadows and Dust. It isn't too loud, is it? Right? I hear you moving out there, Matriarch. It's eerie. I feel like it was fitting. Do you like it, or should we switch back to this? Should be a bit quieter. Okay. Like that? Or like this? You like it? Okay, we can do that. All right, yeah, that works for me. I have mine super low on my actual headphones, so I can turn mine up a little bit. Okay. Ready to learn about gods, Lulu? It's too quiet, maybe? Okay. Yeah, I know, Matriarch. Matriarch coming in here, giving me directions. Unbelievable. Anyway. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. So, starting with Alphyon. Alphyon, she's the goddess of creation and life. I know you could probably just read this if you wanted to, but I'm also going to read through it. I know, I think for like some people that's annoying when like there's something on screen, but whatever. I'm going to try not to ramble too much. All right. So, Alphyon. The goddess of creation and life, oldest and presumed to be the most powerful of the gods, created the world as well as every star in the sky. Her realms of magic are conjuration and restoration, the latter of which was never given to demonkind. During the reign of the gods, she claimed dominion over Perpetuum, who she granted conjuration magic. Perpetuum acted as her enforcers, if she could even be bothered to take part in the gods' games. She was known for her dismissive, uncaring, and neglectful attitude. I think that is pretty clear from the primordial times myth, like in that she doesn't really tend to care about most of the things that happens. Like, for example, Kaios trying to change the world to kind of like get under her skin, and it doesn't work at all. So yeah, she's a very neglectful god, or so the legends say. Okay. Kaios is the god / goddess of change and chaos, if the name wasn't obvious. So Kaios was the second born of the gods and lifelong tormentor of Alphyon. Kaios is the reason that Terrapeccatus is the way it is today. He twisted and changed. Kaios changes form frequently. So it's they, I guess, would be the more accurate term. But yeah, anyway. He twisted and changed each and every one of Alphion's creations in order to spite her, though it rarely worked. Legends say Kaios is the reason demonkind are demons. We were something else before. Kaios' realm of magic is transmutation. Basically change magic. Kaios didn't have one single cult, but rather fought with multiple gods for dominion over theirs. Most notably, granted Perpetuum access to transmutation, and thus paved the way for the creation of teleportation magic. Hi Mage, welcome in. Also messed with Pharos' cults of Neveus and Aduro. Kaios was known for his mischievous personality and hatred of Alphion, and all that she created, wishing to twist all of it. Yeah, Kaios and Alphion didn't get along. So, yeah, hi Mage, we're talking about lore, if you're interested in that. We're talking about the gods. The old gods of Terrapeccatus. So yeah, if you're interested in that, stay around. Also, we'll be talking, reading what I missed. That's fine. We also, at the end, might do, probably will, do, some, like, going through some Japan pictures that I have, because I have a lot of those. And I can tell stories about that trip as well. Also, warning, I'm on no sleep. So I'm a little hyper, because I'm on a lot of caffeine. Okay. So yeah, Kaios was the lifelong tormentor of Alphion, constantly changing and twisting Alphion's creations into whatever he or she or it desired. And yeah, it was pretty annoying god as far as the legends go. Next we have Amadus. Yeah, right here. Good. Amadus, the goddess of desire and vengeance. Unknown as to where she stands in terms of the gods' hierarchy, by that I mean age, but was considered, alongside Enya, to be one of the easier gods to be ruled by. Her realm of magic is enchantment. So like things like mind control and stuff like that. Her cult eventually turned into House Diabolos, and though she did not take part in the gods' games of war and conquest, she was considered one of the most caring and protective gods. But her fury was extreme. Should she feel slighted? Sorry, I'm reading badly. But her fury was extreme should she feel slighted. To this day, she is still prayed to during weddings, ceremonies, though mostly as a tradition only. Legends claim that Amadus's possessive and vengeful personality frequently put her at odds with Pharos, who would regularly invade her territory, and Kaios, who would attempt to change her cult through infiltration and subterfuge. Next is Pharos, the god of honor and war. Whether he or Amadus was older is unknown, but he was the father of many a demon house. His realm of magic is evocation. During the reign of the gods, Neveus and Aduro were both the chosen of the war god, pit against each other for his amusement when he wasn't attacking his siblings. That's missing a space. But even Bellicus, Equitarius, and Imperiosus can tie family lines back to his chosen, or so they claim. His fury, rivaled only by Amadus, was oh. Hold on, sorry, that was mine. Let me just turn on streamer mode. Boop. Okay. Yeah, sorry. His fury, rivaled only by Amadus, was great and unending, and to be under his rule was to suffer in his games and tempestuous personality. He's the reason that Nevaeus and Aduro, which if I pull up this picture, why the top two in the top left corner, he's the reason that Nevaeus and Aduro are always fighting. He pit them against each other constantly. Yeah. Next, we have Heus, the god of fate and death. His age amongst the gods is unknown, but some legends say he is the third born after Chaos. So too is it theorized that he brought order to the universe after the pandemonium of Chaos. He is theorized to be Alphion's only true rival in power. His realm of magic is divination and necromancy. He held little interest in the games of the gods, and so did not have any significant cult or territory, though zealots worshipping him still exist today in small numbers, and he is thus one of the only gods still worshipped in Terrapeccatus. Legends claim him to have been profoundly bored and uninterested in the machinations of both gods and demons, for the Fate Writer's word is rarely wrong. Rarely. And by that I mean, he was bored because he knew everything. Or so he thinks. And finally we have Enya, the goddess of wisdom. Known to have been the youngest of the gods, she was the one who returned demonkind to sapience after Chaos's twisting. Her realm of magic is abjuration and illusion. Though she was slow to partake in the gods' games, she eventually claimed the vast forests of Umbra on the left side. To be her chosen cult. And to this day, little is known as to how, if at all, they partook in the gods' cruelty. But rumors remain that they hold a vast wealth of knowledge bestowed upon them by their goddess. Legend claims that Enya was one of the most benevolent gods, protective and giving, but only Umbra knows for sure, and it is a tale they don't share willingly. If you remember, or if you've seen the video or the live stream where I talked after I think it was after our collab, I talked at like length about the different houses of Terrapeccatus. It's that Umbra is really hard to get into because there's illusions all over its border. So getting in is practically impossible without them allowing it. Hence why I said that it's not a lot's known about Umbra. But yeah. So Meiji, you caught up? That is actually the end of the lore stuff. If you have any questions, I'm willing to answer within reason for what I know. Will it be on the test? I mean, it could be. Who is the god? We don't know. No, we do know. Sorry, it was Amadus. Because since she's enchantment. The one thing that's not covered here is that, as far as we're aware, even though the gods fought against each other pretty frequently, after the uprising of the demons and reclaiming of, well, not reclaiming, but the claiming of Terrapeccatus as our own, the gods pretty much worked together since. So though this makes Amadus sound good, it's questionable. So that's why it's not terribly surprising that she was the one controlling Sargal. But yeah, Lulu, I think test, no. But in the future, I'm sure this will come up. It's just useful to know. Maybe I can like put this on put this in the Discord. That could be kind of fun. What do you think? Just like a shareable link in the writing section. That could be nice. But no, there's not gonna be a test. Don't worry. I just wanted to share this. Kaios seems based. Oh, in the lore section. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's a better idea. Why does Kaios seem based? Mage. Explain. Because he's a tormentor? Is that why? Take a drink of tea. I'm drinking this like, what was it, like ginger lemon tea? He was born to spite Alphion. What an existence, yeah. So the legends say. How is it? I don't mind it. I did put a lot of honey in it though. So, yeah. Yeah. Any more questions? I'll be here all week. Siblings, am I right? Yeah, exactly. No, so far. Okay. Fair enough. Well, congratulations, we've reached the end of the lore. No, we haven't. We reached the end of the lore for today. Pretty simple. I just wanted you guys to like know who the gods are. Because I haven't really ever gone over it. So I figured that would be useful information, you know? Because I feel like they're going to come up in the future, so. Huh? What do you mean, Matriarch? Terrapeccatus next Elder Scrolls confirmed. Bet. All right. Is this one? I'm gonna put you in a be right back screen for 1 second. Oh, they're mean gods. Yes. Oh, I get what you mean. Okay, I'll be right back. Just for a second, I'm gonna get the Japan pictures pulled up. And I know what you're all actually here for. I know. And then I go to studio mode, and I know you can still hear me because I left the Yeti on. It's okay. Do 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 do. Yeah, we will shit. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I prepared quite a lot of pictures. Okay. I wonder if you can hear that. Can you hear the typewriter noise when I click my keyboard? I accidentally left it on. Oh, you don't? Okay. I didn't think you'd be able to, but I forgot to turn it back off. So yeah, okay. Bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom. What am I at here? Oh, I need to do this. Bam! Pictures. Let me just do that. There we go. Let me see if I click on this. I gotta adjust the thing here. Oh no, 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 it was the Windows key. I found it. Yeah, I had to go digging for my different pictures, but I found them finally. It's Cloud. Yes, it's Cloud. You found him. Okay. So, if I do this and just go down a little bit, boom. So, we have quite a lot of pictures here. I took like 400, maybe 500 pictures total. There are not 500 pictures here. I cut them down significantly. And I also organized these into different like categories, which I figured it'd be kind of fun. I know you weeaboos are only interested in this. Yes, you did see Pecora. We'll get to her. Let me take a drink of my tea. All right. So, what was it? 2022, I think, is when I went. Was it? Yeah. Oh. Was it 2023? I can't remember anymore. Yeah, so basically a few years ago I went to Japan. That's the context here. I went to Japan in a study abroad thing where I learned Japanese in Japan. Nihongo. Jozu desu. I don't remember any of it. I haven't used it, and so I forgot most of it, but time doesn't exist after 2020. Exactly. But on the bright side for you guys, I took a lot of pictures. So let's jump right in. So the first category is just called mountains. This isn't Japan, by the way. These pictures are just from my flight. These are the Canadian Rockies in Constant Demon cosplay. Exactly. Yeah, I fit right in. It was great. But I just thought these were no, they're not the Japanese Canadian Rockies. These are just the Canadian Rockies, but they're fucking cool looking. Can we appreciate how freaking cool these look? Like the freaking clouds intermingling with the mountaintops and the snowy peaks. Lulu, snow. Appreciating, yeah. Mage, do you get snow? Actually, don't know. Tell me your secrets. They get better. I think I might have to extend the view here. Give me one sec. That's still the Windows key. I'll move myself over in a second. It's a lot farther over than I thought it was. There we go. There's the edge. Hold on. Let me move some stuff around a little bit. Bam. Let me put this over here. That's nice. And then move myself. Ta-da! There we go. Now you fit. We tropical in this bitch. But had to stop over at Narita Airport when I went to the US. Ah, was it snowy then? Cause yeah, these mountains, these Canadian Rocky Mountains were very, very snowy. Look at the texture on that one. Look at that. Look how crazy that quality is. Like impressed by my phone camera, because this is a phone camera that did this on an Android. All right, next picture. Look at that, more mountains. Not so much snowy, but it was snowing. Ah, yeah, I got you. These mountains. So we went. This was when I was heading toward. What was it? Vancouver, I think. Vancouver Airport. So we were going across. I took what was it? Air Canada, I think it was called. That was the airline. And be patient, please. I'm on no sleep, and also these are like year-old, like quite a few years old memories that are foggy at this point. But so I had to go across Canada in order to get to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver I went over the ocean. But on the way to Vancouver, we crossed the Canadian Rockies, and they were so many. They cover a massive area. Like, there's more. I have like, I think 2 more pictures in here of the Canadian Rockies. Yeah, look at this. Look at this one. The freaking sea of clouds being held back by the mountaintops. It's hard to believe they're real. I know they are, but they are awesome, inspiring. Oh, awe-inspiring. That's what you meant. Oh, hold on a sec. We need music. Some nice relaxing music. There we go. Now all is right with the world. It's freaking amazing. I love mountains. Mountains are so freaking cool. All right. Next. And look at this one. The mountains amidst the sea of clouds. I swear I have more than just mountains, just so you know. A lot more. Don't go anywhere. They literally look like they're not even like attached to the ground. They look like they're floating on water or something. I don't know. It was incredible to me. Like, I've seen mountains before, but man, it just feels good to see them again. You know? And then this was one picture that I basically just picked out at random from actually in Japan. I took this when we were on a bus going, I can't remember where. We were going somewhere and it was in the middle of winter, and I snapped a picture of the mountain we were passing by. There's a couple more mountain pictures later, but they're in the lake section because they're on the lake edge. Looks like this could be the ocean with icebergs. Oh, you mean the previous one? This one? Yeah, it does. But yeah, this is just another one I took from in Japan. I figured I should include at least one mountain picture in Japan. Sadly, I didn't ever go see Lake. I didn't ever go see Mount Fuji. But cause I avoided Tokyo in general. But I got a lot of mountain pics. So yeah. I think that's it for the mountains. Yes, now we move on to my first day, which was very memorable because it was very stressful. But I finally found the picture of the first room I stayed in at this like hotel just outside the Hikone station. It is very tourist themed. I will be the first to admit that. But it's also samurai themed, and I like that. That's cool. I forget exactly who the samurai was, but he was quite important because I think he fought against the... It's such a weeb room. It is. It totally is. But the guy who's like sigils on the wall, I think it's Mon is what they're called. If I remember correctly, he was the guy who was trying to fight against Tokugawa, I think was the name. It was like one of the biggest battles of the Warring States period. It was basically like the final climactic battle between like the two big like coalitions of forces, and this guy lost, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, but it's still fine. Yeah, he lost. But he led one of the biggest coalitions against the Tokugawa. But it's because he's from this area. That's why this room is themed after him. Because he's from here. From Hikone, I think. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool room. There are more pictures of it. Here's it with the mood lighting on. Hey, Scorpion, welcome in. We're just going over some pictures from my time in Japan a couple years back. This is the first room I stayed in. It was very, very weeb themed. Very tourist themed. Yes, you cannot be without an umbrella in Japan. You will immediately catch a cold and immediately perish. Just straight up, bah! Yeah. They even had what I think is like the Muzan. What is this called? This like, it's basically like a surcoat, but it goes over the armor. Yeah. A lot of, I think like lords wore them to show their status. I'm pretty sure. And then a fake little torch lamp thing. Japan difficulty. What does that mean, Scorpion? Yeah, this is just all the stuff, all the things in the room. It was cool. I was so freaking glad to get here too, because my first day, I didn't get to this room until like, I think close to midnight. I had already been up like, I don't know, like 12 to like 15 or so hours. Because I didn't sleep on the flight, and then I didn't sleep on the train, which took me a hell of a lot of time to get from the flight to the train, because I was afraid if I slept on the train, I'd miss my stop. Probably would have. And then only just got to the hotel right before I was out of time, because they would have closed up the front and everything. I'm like, oh my fucking God. I got to this room and I was just like, I was fucking exhausted, but I made it and I lived. No sleep is a recurrent theme with me. Yes, it is. This is true. This was the morning after. This was the breakfast that they served me down at the like the little kitchen, not really kitchen, but like little buffet area. It was really, really good. Pretty sure it's miso. If I remember correctly, it's miso soup, rice, what is basically a croissant. I hate sleeping because I get more done at night. Is that a tofu? I don't really... No, it's egg. There's scrambled eggs on the side and there's not scrambled egg on the left. It looks so good. Can you see my mouse on screen? Yes, you can. Yeah, so this is like... This was egg. This is fish. I don't remember what that is. I forget what that is too. I tried these. Some of them were good, some of them weren't. This is meats, I think, like bacon slices and stuff like that. Hi, Sam. We already finished with the lore stuff. It wasn't that long. I was just going over the gods and who they were and stuff like that. But we're on the Japanese pictures and stories now. But this meal was really fucking good. I believe what's in the soup is light. It was miso. It's miso soup, I believe. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the end of those pictures. Yep. So that was my first day. First, technically 2 days. And it was awful, but I made it. I don't look back on that day fondly, but the white thing in the food, yeah, that's light. That's just a reflection. Carefully, you might see my face. My human face. My human disguise. Gotcha. You can't eat light unless you're Zakio. Alright, so one of the major things about Hikone, that's one singular piece of tofu. Singular? Lulu? Singular? Good times. So yeah, one of the really appealing things about Hikone is that unlike most of the typo, okay, I know. I know, that's why I'm making fun of you. One of the main things about Hikone is the castle. Hikone Castle is one of the few, I think two remaining castles left in Japan that are original, that were not restored or rebuilt. It's just been maintained. I think the other one is in Kyoto. I can't remember. But I know Hikone Castle is one of the few ones that is still original. The rest of them were firebombed by America. So there's that. But yeah, so the first day when I was walking with like 2 massive luggage bags and 2 very heavy backpacks in the rain to the center that I was going to, in the distance up on the hill, you can basically see the castle from pretty much anywhere in the more rural area of town. And it was very cool. Somewhere else, okay, that's fair. But yeah, so it's not the biggest castle, but it is definitely impressive that it's original. Wrong way. This is the garden. This is the castle garden. Inside the outer wall. You can visit this basically whenever you want, so long as you have a pass or pay. We at the place that I went to, so the castle's always looking at you? It is, yeah. It is, yeah. If you actually, it's almost like its eyes. Eyes and a nose and a little mouth. Size of the castle doesn't matter. I agree. I actually liked Hikone Castle more than Osaka Castle. Was it Osaka? Yeah, it was Osaka. Because you could actually go inside of it. Like, I went to the top of that a few times. But the garden, I think, personally, was the best part. Because it is this big old area with this nice little koi fish pond in the middle. It has a pathway that goes all the way around. So you could take a nice little stroll. So nice. It was so pretty. And the castle is just up there on the top. It was wonderful. Beautiful place. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. Can recommend. And then just outside of the garden, they had little boat tours. I never took the boat tour, to be fair, but it was there. And I always saw people like taking them around the castle moat, because the castle has a moat, because of course it does. It's cool like that. It was very neat. Oh, this. So near to the top, near to where the actual like keep itself is this little offshoot that goes into this little shop. This shop is it's a matcha shop. So basically you go in and they make and serve you matcha tea, like the greenest green tea there is. So I went with when I went with a few of my my friends from the program, and I don't really like bitter things, let alone green tea that is just leaves. And it was hilarious because we got the drink. I tried it, of course. We all did. And I look at my friends and I'm like, this tastes like grass. Like grass. Like it was like straight up. Like the taste was indistinguishable, at least to me. And from the back, because the lady who had served it to us had already walked away, I heard her giggle. And I'm like, did she just understand me, or did she just like hear us like arguing or something? Because my friends were like, you can't say that. I'm like, but it does. Oh, it was funny though. And then they also give you like this little like lemon, I think it was lemon flavored little, I think mochi, but not ice cream. It was just like a rice dough thing. It was tasty though. I liked this thing. And then this is the top. This is the this is where the actual castle part, the keep is. This right here is the mascot of Hikone City. So if you go to Hikone City ever, you'll see that thing all over the place. It's on like all their merchandise, on all their shops. It's everywhere. What is it called? Like Hikonyan? I think something like that. Hikonyan? I can't remember exactly, but it's something like that. But yeah, so this is like the pretty much the castle courtyard. And then the actual castle door is over there. You walk up. It's a cute mascot. I agree. I think it's a cute mascot. Another little bit of a better picture of the actual castle itself. Look at that. Look how well maintained it is. It's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, another one from closer but lower. Look at that, like the gold. I absolutely adore Japanese roofs and architecture in general. It's just so nice. You know? It was one of my favorite things about going there. Was just like seeing all the random buildings. I'd love to have been around when Musashi Miyamoto, oh yeah, was still alive. I mean, more power to you. Not exactly the most comfortable time, but fair enough. Still, the architecture from that time and in general in Japan is fucking fantastic in my opinion. Here's a view from one of the windows, I think near the top. This feels like a field trip. It basically is. These are pictures from my time in Japan a few years back. Anyway, welcome, Star. So this is a picture from, I'm pretty sure near the top of the keep, overlooking pretty much the entirety of Hikone. You can see Lake Biwa over there. And then the mountains, just mountains in the background. One of my all-time favorite things about being in Japan was that if it was a not particularly cloudy day or foggy day, you could pretty much see a mountain in any direction, unless you were like on a coast. Like Hikone is just surrounded by mountains, and it's such a vibe. But yeah, it was very nice. And what do I have here? Oh, these are the stairs. Hold on, go back. These are the stairs to get up the keep's like interior. They are practically vertical. If you've ever been on a Navy ship, they're very similar to what the Navy ships have, in that they save space and are also very, very difficult to fight up. But they're a little precarious going up and down, specifically down. And I personally don't like stairs, so that, yeah, they're basically ladder stairs. But they're not really a ladder either, so they're even worse. Like, I can handle a ladder. Ladder stairs are even worse. This is the front door of the keep. As you can see, it's iron plated. A trap for short people, probably, yes. So Japanese people in general. And also another thing about this door is that you basically walk in and then have to turn left, already having gone inside somewhere. So getting like some kind of siege engine, like a battering ram or something like that, would be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to get to this door. Which makes it very capable of holding people out, or keeping people out of it, out of the actual interior of the keep. Smart little samurai. She's a scorpion. Sure. Another picture from the outside. You can see that they have some scaffolding here, doing some maintenance, I guess. But yeah. Which picture is this? Oh, this is a view from the courtyard, I believe. Yes, because down there is the entrance to the actual castle. Basically, you go across a little bridge, and then you go into like this little like, I guess, little village, basically. Down here, they had like a museum and stuff like that. That was cool. But yeah, this is the view from like down at the base of the castle, at the base of the keep itself. Very neat. You can see look at that. Look at the clouds sitting on top of the mountains there, just like rolling over the mountains. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But I feel like Japan is like the prettiest place in the world. Like, natural beauty wise, it is up there. You know? Yeah. So this picture I took, it was just a crane, heron, I guess, just sitting in the moat. This is the moat of the castle. And it was like perfectly reflected. I was just like, snap, that's mine now. So yeah, you can just appreciate that picture, the mirror reflection. Which is funny because the moat water was not very clean. As you can see, it's very brown, but the burp has aura, yes. Japan does love its cranes. So now we reach my favorite part of the entire trip. I have a lot of pictures of this mountain. Sawayama. And nearby temples. So Sawayama, which is what that is not a particularly large mountain. It's only 232.6 meters tall. Yes. So story time. This mountain, I climbed up this mountain, I want to say 6 times. I can't remember exactly, but I climbed up this mountain a lot of times. The first time, however, I tried to follow Google Maps. That was a fucking mistake. So this is the picture from the top. This is what the top looks like. This mountain originally had a castle on it. I was pretty sure it was just Sawayama Castle. It's not there. There's no ruins. It's completely gone. But there's like a little like, I don't want to say memorial, but like there's like some posters and like info boards up there. But anyway, I had decided pretty early on that I wanted to climb this mountain, because when I had arrived in Hikone and was on my way to the center, no, I didn't see anything related to Clan Sakai. It wasn't Clan Sakai. I mean, if we're talking about Ghost of Tsushima, Tsushima is an island near to Korea, I think. I was nowhere near there. But yeah, so I decided pretty early on because that I wanted to climb Sawayama, for the reason that when I had arrived in Hikone and was on my way to the center, I'd passed a sign that like was pointing, like directing toward where the path is to climb Sawayama. So later on, quite a ways into my time there, I was like, all right, this is the day, I'm gonna do it. So I get all readied up. I head out, almost all the way back to the train station, and I'm making my way, like trying to follow the path. Then after a while, the path pretty much disappears. Mind you, it's in Japanese, and I'm working off of translations via Google Lens. And eventually, the path signs just disappear. It's where the yes, it is. So I'm like, okay, I'll just Google it. I just basically pull up Google Maps and try to find the way to Mount Sayama. And Google Maps is like, okay, yeah, I can get you there. It takes me on a very roundabout way to get over to the base of of Sawayama. I get there and I run into a locked gate. And I'm like, basically I follow this road. It like goes around the edge of the town, and it gets up to where the base of Sawayama is. But there's a locked gate, and I'm like, I feel like this isn't for Sawayama, this locked gate. I'm pretty sure I heard there was a path, and I look up and I'm like looking up at the mountain. I'm like, that looks like a path. Ah, I say, convincing myself that this like vaguely not foliage covered area is a path between the bamboo and big old trees. Spoiler, it wasn't the path. So I basically hoist myself up, and it started out pretty gradual and eventually got to, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe 70 degree incline. It was pretty fucking steep at the end. To the point that after climbing up it for a few hours and being like, this isn't the path, I looked back down and was like, I can't go back down that way. It's way too fucking steep. So, gripping my trusty walking stick in hand, which I'd found on the way up, I continued my way up. Mind you, I was on the phone with Matriarch, and she was like, thank God bamboo is strong, yes. And she was like panicking a little bit. And eventually I got to a point where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I have no idea how much further it is up, but I can't go back down. And I'm like, all right, Matriarch, I'm gonna let you go for a little bit. I'm gonna just like sit here and relax for a minute. And I think, was it here? Sorry, I'm looking for a specific picture. No. I think it was here. It may have been. This might have been later, but whatever. So I get to a point where there's like a little break in the trees, and I find this one tree that is it's sticking out of the ground almost in an L shape, so it's a perfect seat. Hook my arm around the tree and I sit down and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And I'm listening to some music, and the music is like very somber. And imagine a world where Pyrite is to this day lost in that mountain. No. I hope not. And so I'm sitting there and just listening to this like very nice song from GFL. And then finally, I'm about to start moving again. Tarzan, prepared to you. Yes. I'm about to start moving again, but then I hear behind me, I hear voices. Japanese voices, but voices nonetheless. And they're really freaking close. Like directly behind me, further up the mountain. Sawayama Gaijin. That's funny. And I'm like, am I here? Did I find the path on accident? And so I get up, and immediately my music changes. And it starts playing the more intense battle version of the somber song that I was just listening to at perfect time. It was ridiculously timed. And like literally a few more steps, and I come out right at the top of the path. And I'm just like, holy shit. I just climbed the side of the fucking mountain. I just climbed a mountain up the wrong side. So yeah, anyway, I climbed to the top. This was the view on that day. You can literally see the entire city. Yeah, exactly. The boss theme started playing. Hey, Victoria, welcome in. And I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. It was a good moment for me. But yeah, this is the view from the top. This was another day. Kind of a better, less foggy view. You can see a lot more of the mountains in the background. Music, high volume while hiking. What do you mean? Nothing went wrong. Where was it? So, yeah, here's another picture of that, but for a little further back. And what do you mean? Because I have an epic story with perfect music to go along with it. And after we're done here, after I'm done giving you these stories, I'm gonna put the two songs that played in the music playlist so you can listen to them as well, and you'll know exactly what I'm getting at, because they are perfect music for that situation. Yes, content brain, exactly. This is another angle from like a little more to the left of the mountain. You can see other mountains further off to the side. This down here is a temple of some sort. There are temples. Like, one thing I noticed in Japan is that if you go, I don't know how the cities are, but the rural areas, like these rural cities, like this is still basically a city, but these rural town-ish areas, if you go down like a back alley, anywhere, there will be shrines or temples. That's no worries, Victoria. And if you look very closely, there's Hikone Castle. There's the whole castle grounds. Visible from atop Sawayama, which also goes to show you how much higher I was. There's Lake Biwa in the background. Lake Biwa, by the way, which is part of what Hikone is known for, is the largest freshwater lake in Japan. Yes. Yeah. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was very important in the medieval, the Sengoku Jidai. I think also the Edo period. But yeah, you can see that how massive the castle grounds actually are from here. How flat the whole city is. Yeah, they didn't have big buildings. Not in this city, at least. There's another picture. This one had really good lighting, I think. Look how far back you can see. Shrines are Shinto, Buddhist, yeah, temples are Buddhist. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Oh, there's the train line. You can see that there. Pretty sure that is, yes, that's Hikone Station. I'm pretty sure. And then somewhere in there is the hotel that I stayed at. It was like right around the corner from the station. But yeah. Same, I think this is the same picture, but I think I got sort of a slightly more left angle. I fucking loved that mountain, dude. I climbed that mountain. Look at that one. Look at the, like, the god rays. I don't, what do you guys call them in Brazilian Portuguese? Like when the light is shining down? Do you have another word for that? Or any other language, by the way. I'm not only interested in Brazilian Portuguese. But yeah. More of a central picture with the sun straight in the middle. I took a lot of these pictures, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Not sure exactly, we just say sun rays. Okay. Then so shall I. More of a zoomed out one. And then more of like a portrait zoomed in. I check it. Sunbeams, gotcha. This one's just wallpaper material. Look at the like the reflection on the buildings, on like the roofs. The sun just blazing in the center. Land of the rising sun, everyone. And then I just took these because I could. I'm wallpaper material, thanks. So these flowers were planted, I don't know if there's a reason, but they were planted around the little bench that was there, where I was taking these pictures. So I was like, hey, picture. That's why they're there. And they're pretty. Flowers are nice. Okay, now, hold on. I want to show these in a specific order. So, I can't do it there, but after I found the top, I was then able to backtrack and go down the path, the correct path this time, to figure out where it actually originated. So I can tell you why I never found it in the first place. Nobody does bells like Japan. I agree. It's because it was through a temple. You have to go... Not through this. Hold on. Let me find the right picture. Yes, and I had actual stairs, which was very nice. So this is when I went up in the snow. This is the picture from the road. Now, there is a sign. It is in Japanese. I had no idea what it said. I had no context clues to even check what it said with the translation. So whatever. That's fine. But this is the path that goes up to the path. You have to basically go up here, and then after that you go, you know, you'll walk past all little statues. And then you walk through this door and just keep on going through the temple. Nobody will stop you. Nobody will even be there. Look at you. You'll pass by this thing, go along the side of this. And then, oh, this is a panorama shot. That's why it's so wonky. And then walk through a gigantic cemetery that goes up the mountain. I swear to fucking God, this place was so goddamn Studio Ghibli, or however the hell you pronounce it. It was amazing. In the summertime, which I don't have any pictures of the summertime ones, sadly, it was so green. I don't know. It was so freaking green. It was so bright green. over the whole area with just a bunch of gravestones that just like go up the mountainside. It's amazing. It was genuinely amazing. This is a panorama shot, as I said. Boy, thank you. So it's kind of, I did a whole 360 picture, but it's not really working here. So you can get a feel for how big the area is. And then it just goes up. But yeah. Divine Palm, yeah, so it's still basically a God rays word then. I know. So I went up the mountain, I think I said like 6-ish times. I can't remember exactly, but yes. And little statues all the way, all around. Temple. This was one time I went into the temple itself with one of the teachers that I had. And this was just like their backyard. Basically. Look at that. That's just, they open a door and that's there. Absolutely amazing. This is the inside of the little one of the temple rooms. They had samurai armor in one of the rooms. This temple was huge. Pretty sure this was a Buddhist temple. Gold. I liked that. So I included it. No idea what that thing is, but it's gold. And the little Zen garden, you know, with like the raked gravel. Right over there, I think it is where you actually walk to go up the path. Yeah, like over there. That's the one building you walk past the side of it. Sorry, these pictures are a lot of the same. And then there's that bell. Which, fucking neat ass bell, by the way, little dots. No idea what they signify, but they're cool. I appreciate them. But yeah, so as I was saying, I went up a number of times in the not snowy times, and I went up once when it was snowy. And took a whole lot of pictures with everything just covered in snow. I'm just scanning, just jumping through these because it's just a lot of the same, but it's just snowy now. Here's that path picture again. This one again. Pretty sure this was on the snowy day, which is why I put it here. These were little like enshrined statues. I know, doesn't it? Like, that's what I mean when I say it was like Studio Ghibli, like Princess Mononoke, when like they're in the forest and those little like spirit bobbly head dudes are just like clacking around. That's what it felt like. This was another one. This temple wasn't on the path to get up to the mountain. However, the first time I went up to the mountain, I accidentally went up this, trying to find the way up. So I went back here during the snowy day and climbed up. Fuck, that was nerve-wracking. These steps are not as small as they look in this picture. They're actually pretty steep and pretty large. So you gotta like kind of really step up them. And it was snowy as well, so there was that. But this is further up the path. And this is what's at the top of the path. This one I think is a shrine. I think this is a Shinto shrine. It's got like the another picture there. Same one, same one. There it is. It's got like the little like pull rope, the little donation box. I think I left a donation. I think. Did like the whole clapping thing. I didn't really understand it, but I did it just to, you know, try to be involved. Look at that. Look at the architecture. It's so gorgeous. Look how old this is, and it's still there. It's amazing. Another building. There's the donation box and the little pole. rope thing. It's funny though, fucking empty. Like, it is extremely empty. Now this, I think we're getting into the pictures of the actual path in the snow. Sorry, we will eventually get past Sawayama. I have a lot of Sawayama pictures though. I think we're actually almost to the end. Yeah, so now we're actually getting to the snow. You can see the steps there, just totally buried in snow. At this point, the snow was starting to melt. And so it was starting to thaw. There's more of the steps. So the first time I went up this mountain, I did not have those. And these pictures do not show how steep these steps are either. Little direction marker, more direction markers. Yeah, the one issue with these pictures is that they are a little flattened, so you can't really get a good sense of how steep things are. But that's just pictures in general, so you know what, you just gotta deal with it. And then I got to almost the top, and this is what I found. I guess the snowstorm had like knocked over a bunch of the bamboo. And so I had to climb under this. All these bamboo just like crisscrossed over the place. And then once I was past it, I found like just more of the bamboo at the top. And here's, I think, the actual top in the snow. Yeah. And because it was thawing, because the snow was melting, there was a fog over the mountains, which was cool as hell. And over the entire city. That's more of the steps. I'm looking for a specific picture. I know, isn't it? And I was alone. There was nobody else on the mountain that day. Like other days that I went up, there was like occasional people. There was a pretty consistent number of people. This day, it was empty, void of people. Another picture of one of the nearby shrines. This is on the bottom though. So I watched this fog, because the snow was thawing, roll over the adjacent mountain. And it was so fucking cool. So I think there may be another one. There's the fog on Sawayama. More of the fog you can see. More there's a panorama shot. You can see the fog on the side. Yeah, and then this is one of the ways you can go down. There's like a little road that you can follow to go back to the center. And then, okay, so I think that is all of these Sawayama pictures. Yes, it is. This was left unintentionally in there. This is actually meant to go in this section, so we'll just go off this one first. So, was it Nagoya Castle or was it Osaka Castle? I forget. Hold on. Let me Google something. I may have miswrote this one. Because we went to Nagoya. Was it Nagoya Castle or was it Osaka? Because I went to both Nagoya and Osaka with the group. Yes, this is Nagoya Castle. I was correct. So this is just one of the offshoot buildings. This is not the main castle. Would you ever do a reaction stream with the Matriarch on Twin Paranormal? I have no idea what that is, so probably not, to be honest with you. But I don't know what that is, so. There is Nagoya Castle. The green roofed thingamajig. one thing, this is not the original. This was rebuilt after it was firebombed, I'm pretty sure. But it looks pretty good for being rebuilt. Yeah, pretty freaking cool. Very, very big. Very bigger. Very much bigger than Hikone Castle. Yeah. And this is in one of the main cities. So if anybody ever goes to Japan, this is definitely a spot to go to. When we were there, it was closed. We couldn't get inside because of renovations, but we could go around the actual grounds. I mean, like, look at that. Look at the person at the base compared to the castle. Big. This is a picture of Nagoya, I believe, just of the city itself. We were on a this like cool overpass. Japan loves their raised highways. Like, if there's a highway in Japan, it's probably raised. Another cool shot down Nagoya. I'm pretty sure it's Nagoya. Down the river in Nagoya. Look at that. Look how freaking, look at that. It's so neat. It's so neat looking. Like, I'm not necessarily one for modern architecture. I think that a lot of times it can be too samey, but this just looks cool. You gotta admit, this just looks cool. Also, other thing, Japan loves its tiny cars. Hamster cars, we called them. I'm pretty sure that's just what they're called in general. It looks organized. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's pretty organized. Now we move on to the next part of our journey. America. So the place that I was going to, for like the center that I was at, the guy who runs it made a few calls and managed to get us a tour on the USS America. This is called the USS America, for those who don't know. It is an amphibious assault ship, which, with these planes on it, is basically a light carrier. Boat. Yeah. Boat. Plane. Dork. So we got to go on that thing. And I have a lot of pictures of it. US military, please don't hunt me down. You said I could take these pictures. So yeah, and by the way, I'm not in any of these pictures, just so you know. You're not gonna get my human look. But this is the interior. This is the hangar bay. Also where they keep the Marines. And then this is the flight deck. Any horns? Yeah, exactly. Plane. Helicopter. Bald. Beware of jet blast and rotors. The bridge. We went up there. I don't think we were allowed to take pictures up there, though. More flight deck. Very flat. Missile tubes for anti-aircraft missiles. Closer view. Helicopter. Seahawk, what they're called. F-35s. It's like a giant parking lot. Yeah, basically, for aircraft. It's basically a runway. Oh, this is actually a picture from the bridge, but I just took a picture of the actual aircraft. And I asked them for permission first, so hopefully I'm safe. And then I think this was a picture of like the port of the harbor and then the city in the background from either the flight deck or the bridge. I think it's the bridge because there's a reflection you can kind of see. Ah, okay. So that's the end of the USS America pictures. And now, if it wouldn't be right for me to cover Japan without talking about food. Japanese food is fucking amazing. Is that a baby lighthouse on the pier? I don't know. Hold on, let me check. Where? Oops. Where are we talking? I don't know. Anyway. No, this is not ramen. Hold on. That is a baby lighthouse. Good catch. That is soba. Yes, that was soba. Who here has watched the Demon Slayer movie with the train and Rengoku? Because if you have seen this meal. Rengoku ate it at the beginning of that movie. I fucking loved this meal. Soba and I forget the Japanese name, but it's basically fried onions and a bunch of other stuff. So fucking good. I had this meal so many times and it was delicious every single time. And this is a simple meal. I mean, like, this is not like a particularly like majorly flavorful one. For that, I have included a multitude of desserts. This was a dessert I had on my birthday. Kakiage, thank you, Mage, you're the best. That's what it was. Anyway, so this is a meal, a dessert I had on my birthday. Another angle. This was a parfait, of which you can see it in the background on the menu. It looks better in real life. Which is just, you know, what Japan does, where the meals are either better or are either the same as the picture or better. This strawberry parfait, is like pistachio, some nuts. I am Pirates Kage. Other stuff, I can't remember all the stuff in it, but it was good. It was good. This was just at a family restaurant, by the way. Like, nothing special. Not like a dessert place at all. This was at the same restaurant. Also really good. Had a banana and brownie and ice cream. And more ice cream. But yeah, food in Japan is amazing. One warning. You know how Japanese food, like the Japanese like society is known to be very thin? The food is usually pretty healthy if you make it yourself. So like getting food at like a grocery store and like preparing it at your home, you can pretty easily eat healthily. Unlike in America. It's much harder in America because everything's very fatty, very carby, very sugary. Yeah, I don't think it was that sweet. So like, if you go to America and eat like a massive dessert and then go to Japan and eat a massive dessert, or well, a similarly sized dessert, the one in America might taste better because it's just got more sugar. But this was fucking amazing. I mean, like, it's still really good. And the fact of the matter is that the food that you look at, that you see on the board, is what you get, which you don't have in other places. But as I was saying, be careful. If you go to Japan, do not expect the food that you eat when you're eating out to be healthy. To my understanding, the rule, the understanding that Japan has is that eating out is like a celebration type thing. Normally people eat at home, generally. So the foods that are that you can get from like restaurants and stuff tend to be unhealthy because they're meant to be a sort of celebration type thing. Whereas the food that you get at like grocery store is generally way healthier. So don't go to Japan and eat out. Speak for hello, Lorax. Don't go to Japan and expect to eat out and like lose weight. You will gain weight. It is undeniable. Yeah. Okay, that's my food section. So who wanted to see that garden in the spring? Yes, everything is very tasty though. Oh, well, that's what she said. But yeah, I ate out all the time. Actually, not all the time. Toward the end, I was more like aware of the foods that were at the store, and so I was able to make my own food. But it was very, very tasty food. Even eating at home, it was good. So yeah, I have an entire section for Sakura, for the Sakura blossoms. This was Hikone Castle. They had a whole event for the Sakura blossom part blossoming. The castle is surrounded with them. There's one in here. There it is. Look at that shot. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Look at that. And there's so much walking capability. There are sidewalks everywhere. And it's amazing. I'm so not used to that here. Yeah. There's the moat to the castle, just surrounded in sakura blossoms. Cherry trees, sakura trees. Okay. So. These are pictures of Japan. Yes, Wally, you'll have to watch the VOD back. I have a lot of them in here. We're actually almost done. Well, welcome in, Wally. Yeah. So, next up, we have my pictures of Lake Biwa. So, as I said before, Lake Biwa is the largest freshwater lake in Japan. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Brazil, we have a similar tree called Golden Trumpet. Yellow blossoms for just a week. Yeah. Okay. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to sound very enthused, but I'm running out of energy. How are you doing? I am tired. I am running out of energy. I didn't sleep last night. I was working on writing and preparing for this stream all day or all night. Is it day? Is it night? Who knows anymore? But yeah, so Lake Biwa was always there. No matter where you go in Hikone, well, that's not true. If you go away from the lake, it'll be gone. But if you run along the side of the lake, it goes on for fucking ages. Shut up. And the view on days where the visibility is good, like there's not like a haze in the distance, you can see the mountains on the other side. On days like this where the sun is in perfect position and they've got the sunbeams coming down, you can see the sun like shining on specific parts of the lake. It's freaking amazing. More of the sunbeams hitting the lake, the different areas. A sun, almost sunset. Or where's the sunrise? I can't remember. Yeah. Yep. Got a zoom in pic. Another one with the brightness turned up. And then a panorama. Look at that. Look at that. What about the green flare? I don't know. Maybe like I'm thinking like the Pirates of the Caribbean. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. The sun has a halo. It's amazing. This is a pic where you can actually see the mountains on the other side, all snow covered. Look how regular the rock wall is. This right here. Yeah. So they I mean these are just fabricated little like plus signs of concrete that are made to break the waves up. But yeah. It's so cool. I agree. It is very cool looking. But yeah, mountains in the background. There was one. Look at that. It was pretty rare, honestly, to have visibility be this good across the lake. So being able to see like the details on the mountains across the lake was very cool. Look at that. There's quite a, I have a few pretty damn good sunset pics from where there's sun setting behind the mountains across the lake. Like, look at that. The sky looks like it's molten. It's amazing. Oh, one thing. So these trees here, this beach, we rode bikes everywhere when we were in this at this center. And what ended up happening on this little like stretch of little, like, it was basically like a road that ran alongside the beach edge. It was always so windy in this area that it made it very, very hard to ride in this like stretch. But this was the stretch that went to the convenience store. So it was necessary, because the conveni is love, the conveni is life. But like, the wind was so intense that the trees, you could see the trees were bent by it. Like there was like, they had a clear like bend where they were bent down and toward the road away from the lake. And then they went up from there, still slanted. It was so fucking intense. It made riding in that area really, really hard and cold. But it was also really cool. Look at that one. That was good. I don't know if that's like a lens flare, or that's definitely not the moon. The moon would be bigger. Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Another one. More foggy. This was more usual. But you can still see a bit of the mountains. There's a good shot of the mountains across the water. That's a cool looking one too. Okay, we're into the miscellaneous section. So down here, I didn't really have a place for these ones to go, but they were cool and I wanted to show them. So first of all, we went for one of the events. We went to this katana maker, this sword maker, swordsmith shop, and they were in the process of making, or well, pounding the tetsu in order to make the katana, and it was very cool. And I got this really good picture where the sparks were in the process of flying out of it, out of the block of iron. Yeah, blacksmith, but a swordsmith is more specific. These guys specifically made swords. Sparks and hot metal. Exactly. They even let us hit they even let us work the bellows and work the hammer. It was pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool day. Yeah, it was very cool. I was very happy with that. And one of my classmates actually asked me to use this picture. They asked me for this picture because it was so cool, so that they could use it in a presentation. That you recreating the Muramasa blade? Yes, exactly. These two, or three, sorry. This one, and this one were from when I was in Kyoto for a day. That was the beginning, yeah. I don't know what this is called. It's in Kyoto. It would be very easy for you to find it. I'm pretty sure it's like a sky needle or whatever, where you can go up to the top and it's like an observation deck kind of thing. This was a thing we saw in a window in Kyoto. I don't know what it is. It's neat looking. I took a picture of it. Now you get to see it. That's all I have for this thing. Yeah. So the story with this thing, with this little gremlin, goes that I was going to the basically grocery store, and the grocery store has a pretty big arcade attached to it. And what I found there was a claw machine, and they had Hololive stuff. A bunch of my friends were actively trying to get one, and I walked over, tried once, won, got this, and I was like, all right, that works. And then one of the people who was in the program with me asked if they could have it because they were a big fan of Pecora, which I don't mind Pecora, but I'm not a humongous fan of her, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Here you go. So I don't have this anymore, but I had it for a little while and I won it first try, so I was pretty happy. But yeah, this is a lovely little place, a lovely little like stream, which I believe goes into the moat. You got female pyrite? What do you mean? Talking about? Gotcha. But yeah, lovely little ducks, bunch of boats. Look at that. I just love it. I just love like the style of have you been here? It's in Hikone. But yeah, it's very nice. This is the path that I took every day. I went to the grocery store. Yeah, exactly. Like I respect urban Japan, like Tokyo and stuff like that. I didn't go to Tokyo. I specifically avoided Tokyo because I was not interested in that. fucking love the rural areas. Yeah. And then these last, I think these are the last three. Yeah. The last three pictures here are just these three. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they're basically just like neighbors. There's just these neighboring shrines or temples. I actually don't know which. That I just found down an alley. They look like shrines and temples. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Yeah, they're just there. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. Exactly. We don't have those down our alleys here. We have knives, guns, and muggings. That's the other thing. That's the last thing that I'll say is that Japan was, or just felt, it just felt safe. Like, I walked around in Japan in the middle of the night, down back alleys and like the darkest and most deserted back streets. And not once did I feel nervous. It just feels safer. You know? It's just weird. It's like such a different vibe that you don't ever feel like you're in danger. But yeah, that is the end. That's the end of our field trip, class. Coming from a cave dweller, it says a lot. Wow. Call me a cave dweller? Yeah. It was a great trip. By the end, I was quite homesick, I guess you could call it. I was quite looking forward to not being in Japan anymore. But that was my own personal gripes. But yeah. It was very cool. The food, fantastic. The architecture, fantastic. Safety is amazing. The natural beauty is fan-fucking-tastic. If you like weeb culture, go to, what's it, Akihabara? Guess I'm in the lore now. How long were you there, Wally? That's my question. How long were you there? Yeah, that was one of my big issues. It's already tough enough talking to humans, but having to talk to them when you don't know the language. Yeah, I mean, I was learning the language when I was there, and I could speak it moderately. But like, if they ever went off script, okay, Scorpion, I retained the right to refuse to answer. When you set it up like that, what's the question? Have one trouble, make it double. Yeah. I was there for 4 months, Wally. So for my first like 2.5 months, I was there for it. I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Afterwards, I got scared. I got sick of being like looked away from as if I was intimidating and scary. I didn't like that very much. I also I was so tired of not being able to talk to people. That was rough. But no, I don't think so, Scorpion. Not that I can remember. But yeah, I was there for 4 months. So it definitely just don't. All right, but yeah, so that's basically all I had. That's all for today's stream. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Damn. All right. We're gonna wrap up there though. I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted. If you want to know the lore stuff that I talked about at the beginning, go back to the beginning. It was not very long. After I end the stream, if you want, it's up to you. You get to learn about the gods, the dark gods of Terrapeccatus. Oh, I'm tired though. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. It's a bit of a slow start. I'm really happy we had a number of you come to the by the end. That was nice. 8 to 10 hours, just like us normal. No, no. Got stuff to do. All right, I'm gonna go close this. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. There was lore at the beginning. If you want to go listen to it, watch it, read it, stuff like that. Oh yeah. I might ask for your advice on a little story I'm currently writing. Oh yeah, I'll go for it. I can't respond today probably, but I can respond soonish, maybe. Hit me up in the writing section, or if you want to just DM it to me, that's fine too. Yep, Adventures in Japan. Shutting down. Brain no work no more. I should do Zatsus more often. Yeah, why? So I can get more used to it and get better at it? This was awkward as hell. I know it was. The beginning was a little awkward, I feel like, but yeah, it was good. Okay. That's all. You can leave now. Bye-bye. Some people enjoy chill streams. You're awkward, but we love you. Me no leave. Go away, mage. He hates us. No. Alright, go away. Shoo. This is gonna be me in a few seconds. Okay, bye. True, you should like the video if you liked it. You should also leave a comment if you liked it. Comments are apparently helpful. Also, if any of you aren't already subscribed to Lulu on all of the things that Lulu is on, you should go do that, because Lulu is very great. And she deserves it. And Wally! Yes, Wally too. He lies. Go away.